Hey, I'm Chris. Welcome to Capturing Chris, my testing grounds for new ideas in travel, photography, and exciting destinations, one frame at a time. Hey, I think I counted, I'm up to video 33. Get out of the sun here, I'll show you. The face getting a little better. So happy about that. Still kind of stings. Still feeling a little swollen. But going to oral surgery tomorrow, have everything checked out, make sure I don't need any additional treatment. Kind of check the progress for how I'm healing. I was supposed to take it a little easy last week, and I ended up going to Maine, so it wasn't a total rest time period, but I didn't do as much as I would have originally done had I not been injured. So I would have done a lot more hiking. I'm just so tired from all these bones kind of being fused back together and stuff, all the healing properties of my body taking over. But it's kicking right along, which wanted to talk today about a couple things. One of them being dedication to what you're doing and why it's important to try and stick with your goals and working through those challenges that are going to come up on a daily basis, if not weekly or monthly. But some little, some small. And I wanted to talk about excuses. There's always going to be a reason to not start making the videos, to not start doing your stand store. And then before you know it, I'll do it tomorrow. Turns into, I'll get it done this week. Turns into, I'll get it done by the end of the month. Somebody said, never put off, I think it was Ben Franklin, never put off to tomorrow what you can do today. And I think that's pretty spot on for where we're at right now. I have 33 videos, which if I was posting once every week means we'd be more than 6 months into it, approaching 7. That's a long time. And you can go back, look at my first videos. That's what I think is neat about YouTube and unique about wanting to show the whole process is those first videos have almost become a badge of honor on how much you've improved, or whoever has improved. It also shows what your next steps might want to be. But either way, it holds you accountable because it also shows your consistency, which the algorithm thinks about. I haven't done 33 weeks in a row. I did like 2 or 3 videos and decided I was going to do 61 videos in 61 days, posting every day. Then went to Mexico, had some internet issues and couldn't do that, so decided I was going to make it 61 videos in 61 days or 61 posts. And I'm not even sure I hit that, but it taught me how to try and stay consistent it taught me to understand what I'm promising before I promise it. So, of course, now I'm doing 365 videos in 365 days, posting every day. Now, there's a kind of asterisk to this, and as long as and I'm making the rules up, and they're my rules, so I can do whatever I want. And the same is true with you. The way I look at it is, as long as the video was done that day and processed and ready for upload, that's a completed video. If I can't get to internet, which will be a rare occasion, but it's happened twice in the last 3 months on multiple occasions, usually centered around where I'm going, then I'm going to count that as a successful completion of that day. So those are kind of my rules. So if you see 2 videos in one day, that might be why. If I post in the morning and the evening. At this point, I'm not really for the videos. I'm not concerned with when I'm posting. I'm just more concerned that I am posting. Now, if I was posting once a week, I would make sure I had it at that time. But I'm not. I'm posting every day. And so that makes me, and I've learned so much. You know, I started this basically, I started thinking about it in January. In January, I was like, I'm going to start. Things happened. My mom had fallen and broken her hip. Mentally, she wasn't doing great. So a lot of my attention was put on her and taking care of her. So throughout January, I'd be like, as soon as she gets better, or as soon as this happens, and she did eventually get better, but it took a lot of effort on her part, and a lot of doctors' offices and medication analysts. It was a team effort, let's say. So then February comes around, like, oh yeah, I got to do this YouTube thing. You know, strike while the iron's hot. It's changing. It's always, you know, hurry before it's too late. It's never too late. You just have to start. But February came by. I was doing some videos with my business, but they weren't good. And they weren't talking videos. They were walkthrough videos. And I was fairly busy up until January. Working on the real estate photography business. It was fairly busy. Then that new law hit that had to do with condos, and we knew it was coming. I just think very few people estimated the full impact of that law and how it was just gonna rock the real estate market in Florida. So, in not the most positive way, for sure. So then March came around, and I'm stressed about. I think I went to Colorado with Drake, Lily, and her boyfriend. When I came back, I'm gonna start. You know, then something else happened, and we got busy again. And before we knew it, it was April. April started like, all right, seriously, I'm gonna get going here. I need to start because it's gonna take a year. I can probably do it in 8 months and be ready for 2026. So now, even back in April, I'm looking forward to being able to monetize, earn some money in 2026. That's kind of my target date, because I knew the real estate market was going to be a while. And, you know, I had photo shoots sparingly, but, you know, these poor realtors, wow, I can only imagine. I decided I needed a different camera and all this other stuff, but ordered everything I thought I needed, which I didn't, by the way. I didn't need any of it. I wanted a good mic. Turns out the mic on the camera is fine. Plus, with Adobe Enhance, I mean, you don't have good sound. Shame on you. And you could use your cell phone. Your cell phone has a magnificent camera. It's freaking awesome. The pictures I put in my video yesterday were from my cell phone. I haven't even gone through my camera pictures yet. I hope they're half as good. So, we'll see. April comes around May. It's April, June. May, you know, I start to really get serious. I start to outline it. You know, every day I'm watching videos on how to start a YouTube channel and thinking, oh, that's easy. I can do that. Oh, this is all it takes. See, when you hear, all you have to do is be consistent. And all you have to do is show up and provide valuable content, not spam, for 100 videos. You think in your head, oh, that's not hard. I can do that. But then once you start doing it, you do your first video and you're like, oh, this is a little harder than I thought. I'll never forget. Took the kids rock climbing in Colorado. Me, Jonas, and Lily. Jonas was 14. Lily was 9. We went to Garden of the Gods. And you know, you're climbing these 400-foot vertical cliffs and stuff. And Lily went first. Wanted to get her, you know, she wasn't scared, but I wanted to make sure she didn't get scared. So I wanted her to go first. So she's down there, and in our group, she went first. I think it was just us. So we're up there, we're down there looking at her, and Jonas is like, speed it up. I'm like, yeah, come on, Lily, let's go. You're light. And we're hazing her a little bit, telling her she's slow. Granted, she's 9, 200 feet off the ground. She's trapped in, it's safe. But, you know, that alone, I often forget. I've raised my kids to be fearless, and they are. But I often forget that would paralyze many adults, let alone young kids. But she comes down, she's all excited, we're excited for her. Wasn't sure she was even gonna make it. All right. So she gets to the top, rings the bell thing, and we're all excited, we're happy for her. It's Jonas's turn. And he starts out at a pretty good clip. Till he gets like 20 feet off the ground, and he turns to me and says, hey, Dad, this is harder than it looks. Now, he was a skateboarder. So I knew he was tough. I mean, he broke his foot once in Orlando at Van Skate Park and continued to skate for the rest of the day. And because of that, I waited a couple days to get him to the doctor. But when his leg and foot turned purple and blue, I'm like, oh yeah, we gotta get that looked at. It was broken. But nonetheless, so he's a high tolerance of pain, very not afraid of much. He's like, this is hard. It's not scary. It's just hard to maneuver and decide how, because you're climbing up a rock. And you gotta decide where to put your feet. You gotta decide where to put your arms, and you don't want to. They got you on a rope, but hey, morning. They got you on a rope, but you don't want to fall. Yeah, helmet on, but you know, you just don't want to rely on that stuff. So he comes down and it's my turn. I'm thinking, oh, these kids. And no, they were right. It was hard. It took me a second. I had to beat their time, of course, at least in my head. But it was difficult. And that was a valuable lesson for me. Because I remembered thinking, just because something looks easy doesn't mean it is. I mean, how hard is it to vertically climb a rock wall when you're tethered to a rope and you've kind of got the course marked out for you? Because at Garden of Gods, everybody's doing the same kind of event, trying to use the same route. How you doing?
What's up?
Not a lot. So this is the same way, so I watching all these videos, I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be easy. I've done video before. What I didn't realize is I've never had to story tell. I've never had to watch my pacing. I never had to watch my words. I never had to come up with subjects that not only I wanted to talk about, but people would find valuable or entertaining or want to listen to. So I remember being in sales, and back, if you got to the beginning, 8 years old, 7 years old, Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts, selling light bulbs door to door. I never really had the fear to go up to a house and ask. And if they said no, I'd be disappointed. But I kind of, well, if they don't need light bulbs, they don't need them. But if you don't know, if you don't ask, you won't know, and you won't find out. And that was what I kind of grew my sales career on. I mean, I was always number 1, 2, or 3 in the company. And some of it has to do with the region. Some of it has to do with your tenacity and effort and how much work you put into it and how bad you want it. I mean, I wanted to be a successful salesperson. So that meant at 5 o'clock, if I had a route, and I didn't make it to all those places, but I had things I was going to drop off, I was putting that under the door. I mean, just because they weren't open doesn't mean I couldn't go see them. And if I had something planned, I stayed till it was completed, because that was a reflection of me to myself. I would have felt anxious. I still do. If I have something I want to do or need to do or have planned to do, and underestimate, which I constantly do, how much time it's going to take, and don't get it done, I'll not start a project many times and finish the one I was supposed to finish before I start the next one. Else I'm just uneasy. And if I'm like, screw it, I'll just finish it some other time, I got all these open projects. It's just a mess. So dedication to yourself and the effort and deciding that it's important enough to start. So those are the biggest things you need to address as we start this week 2. Tomorrow's the second call. Week 2 of the Gary Vee Challenge. I just realized I'm going to be at the oral surgeon. I got to log in and start the process at least. At 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's at 1 o'clock. My oral surgeon. It'll be a quick visit. So, week 2, and I think I've decided, I started YouTube basically back in June. We went to Puerto Rico. That was going to be the big thing. I was going to do travel. I was going to rate hotels and every place we stayed and places to stay in Puerto Rico. And I did all that. But then the camera I used, we left in the hotel room in a haste. Rookie mistake. And that thing's gone. So that was very bad. So all that footage is gone. So I'm sure it was not great, but it's unfortunate because Puerto Rico is pretty amazing, and I had some great videos and great shots there. So after that happened, we really started to get very serious about it in July and started doing videos in July, putting some videos together, talked about the accident, because that was going to be one of the things I talked about was life after the brain trauma and stuff, but I just wasn't feeling it. I'm not really a victim. I don't like to focus on what I can't do or why I can't do something. I'd rather just get it done. So it didn't feel right to me. So I had to switch that. And then I was going to talk about taking care of my mom. And just because I think that could be valuable. I think I have tips and everything. But again, it almost felt like a victim attitude, talking about how I take care of my mom. And I love her to death. And it's challenging, but it's not the most interesting thing. It's stressful for those people who are going through it. And I feel for you if that's your case. But, the key is getting a routine down. So after you get the routine down, it gets a lot better for everybody, them and you. So then we kind of landed on how to grow a photography business. And from there, we kind of went to how to follow my YouTube journey and follow my social media journey, because I'm starting from zero. And not many people, because I was never that big in social media. I had my social media account for my business, Captured by CK. It's got like 2,500 followers, but they're not quality followers. They're just, people who saw something from inconsistent posting and decided to follow. So there's a difference there. You really need to develop your audience. This is where I experiment. If you want to see the real side of the journey and some exciting destinations along the way, subscribe now and follow along. Don't miss the next video. Hit subscribe.